Class 8 Science, Chapter 9 Reproduction in Animals, and in this video we will discuss about metamorphosis and asexual reproduction. First come to young ones to adults. The new individuals which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults. In some animals, the young ones may look very different from the adults. Let us see the example. Life cycle of silkworm. In the lower classes we have discussed. Egg will convert into larva or caterpillar, and this will convert into pupa, and this will convert into adult. Caterpillar or the pupa of silkworm looks very different from the adult moth. You can see this is the life cycle of a silkworm. Just try to see the difference between caterpillar and adult. Okay, this is pupa, this is larva, and this is adult. This is adult is completely different from this one and this one. Okay, now again one more example. Life cycle of frog. This will egg will convert into tadpole, and this will convert into adult. Tadpoles look very different from the adults. Again you can see this diagram. Life cycle of frog. Eggs will convert into early tadpole, and this is a late tadpole, and this tadpole will convert into adult frog. Again see, this is tadpole and these tadpoles are completely different from this adult. The features that are present in the adult are not found in these young ones. Completely changed. Okay, we can say drastic change is taking place, and the transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Is it clear? What is this metamorphosis? The transformation, that is change of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Now come to asexual reproduction. In the previous videos we have discussed about the sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. Now what is about this asexual reproduction? The type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called asexual reproduction. For example, budding in Hydra, okay, and binary fission in Amoeba. These are the Hydras, and this is the diagram of Amoeba. First come to the budding in Hydra. In Hydra, the new individuals develop as outgrowths from a single parent. In each Hydra, there may be one or more bulges. Bulges, that means outgrowths. You can see this diagram. This is a bulge, or this is a outgrowth. These bulges are the developing new individuals, and they are called buds. Since new individuals develop from the buds in Hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. Okay, this in diagram you can see this bulge is growing. Okay, and finally this will convert into this Hydra, and after some time this will detach from this, and new Hydra is produced. Now binary fission in Amoeba. Amoeba is a single-celled organism like this. It begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nucleus into two nuclei. You can see this diagram. Nucleus is dividing. This is followed by division of its body into two, each part receiving a nucleus. Now in this diagram, this body is dividing into two. Finally, two amoebae are produced from one parent amoeba. These are the daughter amoebas are there. The type of asexual reproduction in which an animal reproduces by dividing into two individuals is called binary fission. Okay. Test tube babies. In some women, oviducts are blocked. We have discussed that in human being, sexual reproduction is taking place and fertilization is taking place in oviduct. Okay, but in some women, When these oviducts are blocked, so sperms cannot reach the egg for fertilization. In such cases, doctors collect freshly released egg and sperms and keep them together for a few hours for IVF. Now, what is the meaning of this IVF? In vitro fertilization, that is fertilization outside the body. In case fertilization occurs, okay, actually first of all these eggs and this is egg and sperms are kept together for few hours, and in case of fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week, and then it is placed in the mother's uterus. Complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other baby. Babies born through this technique are called test tube babies. Actually, this test tube babies is a wrong word. It is creating confusion. Babies are not producing in test tubes. Only fertilization occurs in the test tube and complete development of a baby takes place in the uterus. Okay. Now, story of Dolly. Now, what is this Dolly? And the clone. What is this meaning of cloning? Cloning is the production of an exact copy of a cell, any other living part, or a complete organism. Simply we can say this is the photocopy. I think you are familiar with this photocopy of a paper. In the same way, if photocopy of any cell or any living part or complete organism is taking place, then that is called cloning. Cloning of an animal was successfully performed by the first time by Ian Wilmette and his colleagues at the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh, Scotland. They successfully cloned a sheep named Dolly. Clear? Now you are familiar with this Dolly? Dolly was born on 5th July 1996 and was the first mammal to be cloned. Okay? Thank you. Subscribe my channel. In the next video, I will explain the exercise question of this chapter.